Right now, we're seeing protests and tensions playing out around the world over the war in Gaza, and the conflict feels bigger than ever. And for a lot of people, peace, well, it seems impossible. But a new documentary says otherwise, and there's another way. Follows former Israeli and Palestinian fighters who put down their weapons and chose a different path, working together for peace. Take a look.
We find that we actually have something in common. That willingness to kill people you don't know.
جينا نوصل رسالة هون بشكل مشترك وبصوت مختلف يعني كفلسطين وإسرائيليين.
Survival is not by killing your opponent. It's by turning them into people you can work with.
Powerful stuff. Joining me now is filmmaker Stephen Apkon to talk about why this story matters. Stephen, great to have you here. Thank you for taking some time out this morning. We're seeing protests, we're seeing division, and it's happening everywhere, and it's stemming from this conflict. Why do you feel this was the right time to tell a story about peace?
I think any time is the right time to tell a story about peace, but you just mentioned the statistics. Just this week alone, more than 400 people killed in the last day in Gaza. And that's not to mention what's going on in the West Bank as well. More than 50,000 people displaced there, and the violence continues.
It's challenging because you hear these numbers. Obviously, what I do for a living, we read these numbers, we tell these stories, but it's almost becomes impossible to really grasp because it's happening so frequently, daily. I want to talk about the fact that you followed former Israeli and Palestinian fighters who chose to step away from the conflict. And what did you learn about the power of personal transformation as people grow as people themselves internally, how that can affect things maybe outwardly?
You know, these were people who were caught in the cycle of violence. As Avner says in the film, we found that we had something in common, the willingness to kill people we don't know. But they also developed in some way a little bit of curiosity to say, what does it look like from the other side? How does it make sense? And that was the beginning of the unraveling of the narratives they were stuck in and seeing something different.
Seeing something different, and that's the power of storytelling, right? Is seeing something different, maybe getting a different perspective. You said how storytelling can really change how we all see each other. What impact does films like your film have? Or, you know, you're seeing documentaries, and when folks are able to tell these stories, how important is that for maybe the general public?
When a lot of media are only showing stories about polarization, we need more stories of people together. And there are people on the ground who know that peace is possible and who have paid an ultimate price. People who have lost tens of family members, but still refuse to dehumanize the other and to turn to violence.
Let me ask you about just you yourself, maybe personally. When you go and embark on a journey like this, a film like this, is it challenging for you? Do you have friends? Do you have maybe business partners who say, hey, this is too risky, this is too polarizing, let's not do this, let's do it another time? What was that challenge like for you?
You know, it's interesting. When I came back from the region, people would say, was it hard to be there? And for me, the reality was it was hard to be back here. Because there's a sense of urgency and immediacy and meaning that's going on there. And there are extraordinary human beings in all of these communities.
Any last thing you would say for those who need to see There Is Another Way? Just tell them why this film is important.
This film is important because now more than ever, we need to hold a place where peace is possible. We're traveling with Palestinians and Israelis, people in the film, who have gone from that place of violence to nonviolence and working towards another way. And we need to come together with them and know what's possible.
All right, great stuff there. Stephen Apkon, thank you so much. There Is Another Way. For more info, visit thereisanotherwayfilm.com. Thank you so much for coming in, Stephen. Appreciate it.